Hey guys, I posted this picture of the righteous men, righteous leaders, some time ago, and somebody commented, he says, stop spreading lies. Putin name was mentioned over 1,000 times. Do your research. You know, they will tell you to stop spreading lies, but they don't even have the truth to tell. I replied, I say, mention, you say, drop screenshots. Let's see the context. Guys, you know, a lot of people don't have common sense. How would you have discernment when you don't have common sense? What people call evil is just laughable. Sometimes when I go come under my comment section, I say, you're so evil. You're so evil. I look at you and laugh because, I mean, when you don't have common sense, how would you know what is evil and what is not? How would you know? These are the righteous leaders. These ones, they are as pure as, they are so pure. Guys, I've read so many of the emails. I even saved so many of the emails on my phone. And none indicate that Putin visited Jeffrey Epstein's island or they ever had any kind of relationship. The guy was trying. He tried multiple times to reach Putin. And of course, Putin he know all their evil. He cannot associate himself with such people. He can't. Anyway, the media, you know, those people at the top, the media, the ones that you listen to, they have done all the analysis. This is what they have to say about more than 1,000 times that Putin was mentioned in Jeffrey's email. Watch this.
What has Vladimir Putin got to do with Jeffrey Epstein? The Russian president's name appears more than 1,000 times in the latest files. His inclusion doesn't imply any wrongdoing, and there's no evidence the two ever met. But boy, it sounds like Epstein wanted to. The latest emails appear to reveal repeated attempts by the convicted sex offender to court the Kremlin leader. And there's even an audio file in which Epstein can be heard coaching someone on how to approach Putin.
So the key would be, I would think about, not decided, that at some point you can say, look, I would send a note to Putin, say, I'm going to leave government. In March 14th, I'm going to be in Scandinavia, or I plan to be in Northern Europe. We should have dinner. That's it. No more. It has to be very short.
Substantive mention of Vladimir Putin in these files is from September 2011. An unnamed contact refers to a meeting Epstein said he'd arranged with Putin later that month. Now, there's no evidence that actually happened, and there are no more details. But from 2013 onwards, the emails show that Epstein made several bids to meet with Putin through Norway's former Prime Minister, Torbjørn Jagland. In May that year, Epstein emailed Jagland saying this: I know you are going to meet Putin on the 20th. He is desperate to engage Western investment in his country. I have his solution. He then adds, I recognize that there are human rights issues that are at the forefront of your trip. However, if it's helpful to you, I would be happy to meet with him sometime in June and explain the solution to his top priority. I think this would be good for your goals. But it appears that meeting never happened. After pestering Jagland to follow up with Putin's chief of staff, Epstein then complains that he's heard nothing back. In July 2014, though, he tries again. In an email, a contact tells him, I wasn't able to convince Reed to change his schedule to go meet Putin with you. Epstein replies, bad idea now after plane crash. That's a reference to the Malaysian Airlines flight MH17 that was shot down over eastern Ukraine 3 days before that email was sent, killing all 298 people on board. But it doesn't sound like Epstein was put off for long, because a year later, July 2015, he's at it again. In another email to Jagland, he says, I still would like to meet Putin and talk economy. I would really appreciate your assistance. And then there are more attempts in 2016, 2017, and finally 2018. In June that year, a one-line email to Jagland once again. Would love to meet with Putin. So there's no smoking gun here.
As you have heard it yourself, all his attempts to meet with Putin, all of them failed. A man that was meeting with the Rothschild, a man that was meeting with brigades, the movers and shakers of this world. On the next video, you will see where Bill Gates was explaining his meeting with him, socializing with him, that is was just networking to meet the big boys, the billionaires with money to invest in his business. But he got to Putin. Putin said, nay. He did not. So the man that the West is painting as villain did not visit the island. He didn't have anything to do with underage children. He never had anything to do with underage children. And keep in mind that anybody, any human being that will force themselves in a child is a monster. A monster. That is how you know evil. It's not coming online and looking at people like me and say, yes, say evil because I'm saying what you don't want to hear. Go sit down.